CNN's Kristie Stout in Hong Kong. And Kristie, you've been following this all along. It seems significant that this video chat was with the IOC and not the WTA or someone close to Peng. It seems to point to the Chinese leadership being worried about Olympic blowback. What's your read?
It is very significant because we know that Beijing and the IOC have a very close relationship, and concern about Peng Shuai has been casting a shadow over the upcoming Beijing Winter Olympic Games, now just 2.5 months away, and you have talks by governments about weighing a possible diplomatic boycott. The Olympic host and the IOC, they needed to address this, and the IOC came up with this very highly choreographed and stage-managed response. According to the IOC, there was a video chat that took place on Sunday between the IOC President Thomas Bach and Peng Shuai. In this 3-minute video, Peng says that she is safe and well, that she's living at home in Beijing, that she wants her privacy to be respected. We also learned that there were 2 other individuals who were part of this video chat, including a Chinese sports official. IOC did not give video of the video chat to CNN. All we have is a statement, and that still photo you saw just then of Peng Shuai smiling to the camera. Look, it was just almost 3 weeks ago when Peng Shuai made that explosive accusation accusing a very powerful man, a former vice premier of China, of sexually assaulting her. She made that accusation on her Sina Weibo post. Within 30 minutes, that was taken down. She has been under blanket censorship since then. There is no discussion about those allegations on social media or state-run media in China. There has been a tremendous international outcry as a result, and the hashtag #WhereIsPengShuai. And then over the weekend, seemingly in response to that hashtag, there was a series of clips and photographs that were released by individuals linked to Chinese state-run media showing Peng Shuai out and about and active in China. The Women's Tennis Association says that is, quote, insufficient. They have also issued a new statement. Let's bring up the statement for you from the Women's Tennis Association. And in it, they say it was good to see Peng Shuai in recent videos, but they don't alleviate or address the WTA's concern about her well-being and ability to communicate without censorship or coercion. This video does not change our call for a full, fair, and transparent investigation without censorship into her allegation of sexual assault, which is the issue that gave rise to our initial concern, unquote. And Michael, news about the IOC's video call with Peng Shuai that has not eased concerns. In fact, it has raised a new question. It's not about where is Peng Shuai anymore. It's about how truly free is Peng Shuai, Michael.
Yeah, you raise a number of good points there. I mean, for a start, what, if anything, would the Chinese people know about this case? I mean, as you've said, those first videos were posted on Twitter, which notably is banned in China. Hashtags are being scrubbed and so on. The regime clearly wants to keep all of this from the Chinese public.
That's right, and thanks to something called the Great Firewall in China, and the very effective internet censorship regime is in place. But even the Great Firewall in China has cracks. People can use VPNs to get information from the outside world. They can use private messaging to share that information. And that was reflected when a couple of days ago, a number of people flocked to Naomi Osaka's Weibo account to thank her for her campaigning that was only posted outside China in support of Peng Shuai. But not only that, people inside China have immense interest in Peng Shuai. She is a national hero. She is a sporting icon who brought home 2 incredible victories from Wimbledon and from the French Open. And China is going through its own Me Too movement. A number of young people in China, especially women, have had enough with sexist behavior, had enough with sexist abuse of power, and they feel personally invested in the fate of Peng Shuai. Michael.
All right, Kristie, thanks so much for that. Kristie Stout there in Hong Kong.